There's all my girls here, though. They're my neighbours. I got about 26 all up. Plus the babies, probably pushing 20, yeah, 26. Waiting on one more to calve. She's stubborn, she's gone overdue. There's one up there in the grass, up there. Yeah. Yeah. We're just waiting for it to dry up so we got 3 paddocks up top. We got this like super mix that we're gonna throw up. There's just a bit of ryegrass and chicory and everything. I've got a mate, they'll come in and help me spread it and do it all that. They were, behind the tractor and it's more feed for the cow because the challenge is, obviously getting through winter. Obviously got calves now on the ground and just trying to get the big girls to produce as much milk as we can. Yeah, so ran out of petrol, not good. Obviously, started, but got Mick on the spreader there, and you can see the difference between the 2 paddocks we've worked, and get all this shit out and mulch it and mulch all that ryegrass that we're spreading in and put all that. Well, we learned on the way, bro. We're first generation, obviously bought a farm for myself, but then got this one for Dad, and I've had a goal since I was young, since I was about 12 years old, I reckon, just to have my own property and run cows. I think it all started when I was going to school, and I was going to do a bit of dairy farming out at Moorland, and it just started there, and I guess the passion started with being around animals. And obviously, I didn't want to milk, so that's too hard of a job. You had to get up, twice a day and get them in. And but I think the more beneficial part about this is just having them, sort of look after themselves. But and then we get to eat as much meat as we can.
Before the cattle and sheep and that first come to Australia, we were nomadic. But we moved within our boundaries, our country. And when we say country, we mean Biripi country, Warramai country, our tribal countries. We moved in from different times of the year, seasonal. And then all of a sudden the government come along, put us on reserves and missions and stuff like that. But a lot of our families still were good cattle ranchers. So they actually helped with the cattle. They were good horsemen, very good horsemen. So some Aboriginal fellas are still the best horsemen. You go up Northern Territory and most of them Aboriginal people up there, you won't find a better horseman. And getting to know cattle, it's been in our family where, like I said, my pop's father and grandfather and all that, they worked along with the cattle. And then my great uncle, he was on the Coopla station since he was 14 years of age, and he worked all this country, built a lot of these fences between Noundock and Coopla, Barrington. Very important.
Yeah, I'm very passionate about it as well. I love animals, and I've grown to love cows, and you just see how majestic they are, and how resilient they are, and they also provide a lot of nutrients too. So that's the one thing I love. But just to be able to have our cows calve, especially our first sort of set coming through, and it's just awesome to see. It's so fulfilling, and just our little fellas running around. It just makes it so much more rewarding, and I'm so grateful to be able to have the opportunity to breed and give life, and opportunity to have that running around on our country. Yeah, I'm glad I found it early as balance. Obviously, this coming home to this, and I've always come home to Taree straight after a game. I always had that passion for this place, and I'm grateful enough to own land here now, and on my own country. So it's it's pretty surreal, bro. Like Dad loves it. I'll give him another lifestyle, and I got him out of his job at 18, 19 years, and looking after kids, and he loved that job. He misses the kids, I can tell, but he hasn't looked back since, and he's had this farm going fucking mad. So I'm pretty proud of him, the efforts he's put in here, and my little brother as well. They're doing really well. For fellas that don't know what they're doing, we're doing an alright job. So and that makes it my life easier, which I know I'm not panicking about when I'm in Sydney. Get the focus on my footy, and I just ring him up, make sure he's doing the right thing up here. Just, give him an earful, and yes son. But other than that, man, he's doing good. And I tell him I'm proud of him every day, and we're doing really well. So I'm pretty excited for the future to see where we can take this. It's fucking mad. Like I'm gonna swear. I'm actually excited, bro, to go up here because I haven't been up in fucking, I reckon, 9 months, 8, 10 months.
Oh, since the camp?
Yeah, since the floods. No, since the floods and that, bro. But yeah, we had our number 5 cow. She had her first calf, so that's the one I was putting up on Instagram first.
Yep.
Trying to get a name, Campbell Graham. But it ended up dying because obviously, you don't want to calve in the wet, and it's a bit hard for them to heal. Obviously umbilical cord has to drop and all that stuff, and end up getting infected. And it's a natural thing. Like even the vet said, she's done a few, putting cows down the last, couple of months, obviously because of the wet. And, but yeah, it's a learning, man. It's a learning experience. Like I said, Mum and Dad are pretty gutted after the first one. They had a bit of a cry and whatnot. And like I said, it's a natural thing. They're a pretty tough animal, considering the circumstances, and I think they've obviously had to evolve, over their lifespan and all over their, but yeah, it's a great life, bro. It's fucking, I love it. It makes me, it's just mad. Got the car on, boys and girls. Can't even buy a battery for it, so I gotta leave it on. Black cockatoo. They're black and but yeah, they're yellowtail.
Yeah.
We get some reds. There's a story, like when there's yellow, there's sun, and then when there's red, there's a storm coming, rain. So you usually see both, when there's times down, obviously rain's coming, and that's how you know. We have this season called mullet run, so this is when the mullet, spawn, and so they get out, and this is where all the blackfellas get out and go fishing and get a feed of mullet. I think it's more, just coming out and just listening to, our surroundings, and we're lucky enough to have this everywhere in Australia, but it's just going out and seeking it, and seeing where you're from, what you're connected to, and this is what the whole Connect the Country thing is about, the slogan. It's about just being here in the moment, being grateful for what you have, passing on knowledge, and obviously coming out and experiencing, what nature is about. And obviously we've got the water here, and how we know how powerful water is when it gets to a point, obviously of breaking its banks, and our trees obviously give us oxygen to breathe, and you think about stuff like that, and not many people understand the true meaning of being outdoors. It's always, everyone's always tied up in their work, and they're always in the city. Like if anyone's born in a city, they don't understand, what this is about. They wouldn't know how to get to a place like this, and now that I think, you look at the beneficial part of, obviously the pandemic that we've had, people are starting to understand they can work from home, they can spend more time with their family, connect, a lot more with their children, and get out. And I noticed a lot of Sydney fellas that got out of Sydney and travel up into their holiday houses and get out, and they work from home, but also get to connect with their family. And that's what this is about. It's about connecting, people from, a foreign area, from the city to the country, and that's what it's about, connecting them to that and what they believe in.
Well, Latrell just touched on, connecting the country, but also as Aboriginal people, we were taught to share. So, and that's not just with our communities and our families, it's with everybody. And that's what Winmarra and Connect the Country symbolises as well, is sharing with everybody, different cultures, different nationalities. That's what it's about. We end up in Taree.
No.
Don't turn it off!
Oh.
Ah, son.
I was worried about the river. I was like, fuck
the river.
Fuck.
Well, don't turn that off. Oh, Lord.
Let's get some Legos, burning some records, turning on the nights down low. Haha, what a song. Fucking hell. Night long. Can't sing. Lucky I'm a mad footy player. Yeah!